Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth. I go by the username Be More Creative both here on FlossTube and on Instagram. So first of all, happy St. Patrick's Day to anyone who celebrates. I hope you have a lovely day. And here on the freebies on the 17th, this is my series that I created where I release a free pattern that I have designed myself out for you guys to say, firstly, thank you so much for all the support that you have given me on the channel. And secondly, to encourage stitchers so you can have something to stitch and you're not having to pay a fortune for it. So these patterns are completely free. The only thing I ask is please do support the channel by subscribing if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up so I know that you are enjoying the patterns that are released. This month is very themed. Normally I keep them quite open, but I had a lovely lady called Mandy, and Mandy is based in Ireland, reach out to me and ask if I could create some St. Patrick's Day pieces, whether that would be something that I'd be interested in. And as this freebies on the Saturday fell onto St. Patrick's Day, I decided that's what we're going to do. So these are the two pieces I've created this month. I have finished mine into little pillows, but they would be absolutely gorgeous as flat folds, or if you stitch them on a bigger count, they might make slightly bigger pillows. So as I said, this series is based on Stitch from Stash. Use whatever fabric you have in your stash, whatever threads you have. Now, I have had a couple of people complain that I don't list fabric on mine. I don't, because these, once again this month, I'm not meaning to do this, but the past January's, February's and now March's are all stitched on Coffee Crafts Designs fabrics. I have them listed down below. It's a Facebook group where it's a hand dyer. I think she's based in Essex, dyes these gorgeous pieces, and she sells them as super sales or sometimes as pre-releases, and that's it. The fabric is then, you have it and you're gone. But I am doing this fully as Stitch from Stash, so everything that I design, I am using my stash to design it. I'm not going out and spending a fortune on new fabric or new threads specifically designed for this. I do, when I use other threads that I have in my stash, I do offer a DMC conversion, which I have gone through with my DMC thread card and picked as close as possible. But for fabrics, I have a lot of Coffee Crafts Designs fabric. That is probably my favorite fabric. I love Chromatic Alchemy, and I did really love Drudgery Designs. Unfortunately, they're out of business, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to use their fabrics, because that is what I have in stash. So I do apologize if that upsets certain people, as some people have reached out to me and said, could you recommend like a colorway of fabric? It's a bit difficult to tell on your picture, and then I send them back saying that this is a white fabric with grey mottling, or it's like a tea coffee dyed fabric, and I do tend to say that in these videos, so I do apologize if that makes it difficult, but these really are Stitch from Stash based. And they're small charts, so if you wanted to experiment with colours, these are great to do. So I'll get off my little soap stool about that. So Mandy reached out and she was absolutely lovely. She told me about her traditions for St. Patrick's Day and what they do, and it really kind of inspired me to create things that are very simple design based, because from what she was saying, her family keeps things small. They do the same things each year, but it is a lovely tradition, and I absolutely love listening to it. So thank you very much, Mandy, for sharing that with me. I actually designed these and sent these out to Mandy 2 weeks ago. She's a fairly new stitcher. She's been stitching for a year, and I sent these out to her and said, here you go, you're the first to have them. I did ask that she didn't share them until after the 17th, that way they could go up after this video does. But she absolutely enjoyed stitching them. She came back to me and said they were lovely. She's nearly finished the second one, which is the Clovers one, but she has the first one stitched. She's done it on 14 counts, so they're bigger than mine, but they still work out really good as display pieces. So let's just jump straight in. So with mine, this month I am doing the challenge of just using this thread pack with 2 additional colours added in. This is the Aurifil floss pack, which was created by the last Homely House. And Aurifil floss is, I'm going to say it's more expensive than DMC. I haven't worked out the cost compared to DMC, but this thread is more expensive. But I am absolutely loving stitching this, and it was something that I was hoping I wasn't going to enjoy because I don't need more thread, but these work out so nice. I absolutely love them. So this is 100% cotton 6-stranded floss, so the same as DMC. And in this set, there's 10 small spools, which are 18 yards each. So this is my original colour palette. I did not use all of these. I only used the greens and the off-white in this colourway, and then the minty green colour. But absolutely love it. I do wonder about the storage of these though, because I don't see this box holding up to me pulling it out and constantly using it. But there is no way of attaching the leftover strands at the moment. I'm just wrapping it around the spool. The only other thread I did allow myself to use this month is DMC 310. I just have a couple of strands in here, and I really wanted, if I was doing St. Patrick's Day, it definitely needed a gold thread. So I have got DMC Diamante in 3821, which is their light gold. If it's St. Patrick's Day, you have to have gold, is what Mandy was telling me. So the more sparkly the better. I love using the DMC metallics over any other metallic thread that I use. They're just easily available, and they're so much easier to use. With these, what I do use is I use a different needle to my other threads, so that way, because I do find it does destroy the needle, so I just actually have a pack of plain cheap embroidery needles that I use for metallics only, so that way I know it's separate to my normal needles that I use, and I just stitch with small strands and I don't have an issue with it. So those are the colours that I used, and here is the first one. So this one is called St. Patrick's 17th of March. It is 71 stitches across by 37 high. If you are doing the Stitch from Stash Challenge, that means you get a value of £7 for when you finish it, which works out really well. A free chart and £7. So the way I finished mine is I've done mine as small decorative pillows. I do like having little areas that I can display things, so I've just got mine in a really thin little wooden and enamel tray that I picked up from Tesco's a year or 2 ago. They always have them at the summer. And the fabric I've used was a pre-order fabric from Coffee Crafts Designs. It was the January pre-order, and it is a really soft off-white fabric with a grey tinge, and it's got a little bit of green grey mottling to it. But honestly, use any fabric, it would look great on a white fabric. It would look okay on a tea-dyed fabric as well. I wouldn't go black because obviously this is quite black, but you could change the colour if you didn't want a black pot of gold. But there we go, so that is the 17th of March. Now you will see on the chart that this is actually supposed to be a different green to this. You could stitch it with the same green if you wanted to. I accidentally didn't realise that I charted it that way because I wanted to use as many of the thread colours that I was using in the other one in this one. And I didn't realise until after I finished it, and I wasn't going to take apart the pillow just for that. I do apologise if you can hear my students outside running around. They're a little bit excited. They're on a lunch. Well, lunch technically finished 10 minutes ago, but they've got an extended lunch break today, and I didn't realise that before I started filming. So what I've done is I've added a beige, not sure if you can see that, rickrack. I actually sewed this onto the front piece before I made the pillow, and then I just used a twine bow. For the back of mine, I am just using stuff that I have around. As I've said before, I went to Workplace Scrap Store, which is a really awesome place if you are near London. It's a £60 membership for a year, but then you can go in and get as many materials as you want. And they have sample books. This is the wool sample book that I got, and I even got the button from there as well. So just Really cute little pillow. A lot of mine are stitched on 18 count. This is an 18 count. That is my favourite size. But if you were to stitch this on 14 count, it would be about 5 inches by 2.64 inches. So it would be bigger than this, but it would still be okay for a display piece. The second one I have is the St. Patrick's Day Clover pillow. And this, I wanted a really simple design. I decided to go with a number 9, and I do apologise, Mandy, you explained to me about the significance of the number 9, but I can't remember the significance now, so I really am sorry about that. But it's a lucky number, it's a positive number in Ireland, so I decided to go for these 9, kind of like a 9 patch, and it is 56 by 48 wide. And I used multiple colours, and my middle one is just gold, so that way it tied in with a little bit of gold on this one. And there we go. And this one I decided to make into a longer, skinnier pillow. I'm really enjoying just having different size pillows in my displays, so that way I can prop them up against each other but also go a little bit different. And for this one, I have literally just patched worked the leftover wool felt scraps that I had. Waste not, want not. So I am just using up all of the little scraps in this one, and this was just a teeny tiny scrap of the same fabric that I had left over. So I'd used this piece for multiple other pieces that I'm stitching currently, and then I just had 2 little scraps, so I stitched them on the little scraps. And there we go. That is my 2 St. Patrick's Day finishes. This is what I have this month for the freebies on the 17th. As always, if you do decide to stitch these, please do tag me at Be More Creative so I can see the pieces that you are creating. I love seeing when people have done the stitch from stash and changed it to match them, and absolutely love it. I know these are very themed ones, but as I said, a lot of my other charts are very open, and I absolutely love it. I love having these up on display for St. Patrick's Day. Adds a little touch. I'm actually taking these down back to my school office because we have some students that have an Irish background, and they've really enjoyed having these out to kind of celebrate St. Patrick's Day for them. So I just have them on my desk propped up, and the students buy me little crystals, so I have little crystals in here. The students told me I should add them in, so that is how I am displaying my pieces. But I just want to say thank you so much for all of the support that you guys give me. And if you do have an idea of things that you would like to have designed or have a little chart, as I said, I am not a professional cross-stitch designer. This is just me playing around and having fun designing. But I am more than happy to give something a try. I can't guarantee that I can do it, but I absolutely love how people have been reaching out, who are subscribers on the channel, reaching out and kind of asking if we could come up with ideas together. So thank you so much to Mandy for these, for the idea of St. Patrick's Day ones, because these are things I probably wouldn't have designed unless she'd reached out to me, and I absolutely love them. I think they're really cute. Very simple to stitch up. I mean, this one stitched up in literally, I think it took me about 2.5 hours. This one took me a day to stitch because there is a lot of fill-in in my numbers here, but super simple, really fun to stitch, and I absolutely loved doing it. So thank you so much for all of the support. You can get those charts, they are linked down below. Just please, as I said, let people know, but send them back to this video so they can get their hands on them. And that is it from me. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. The floss tube won't be this week. It was planned to be this week, but I have been working on getting these ones out because it's the freebies on the 17th weekend. So the floss tube will be next weekend. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to head off and try and get some stitching in before work, and I will see you all very soon. Bye guys!